The Freshman is a song by the rock band the Verve Pipe. It was launched in 1997 as the third single from their second studio album Villains. This is the group's most popular song. The song first began to feature acoustically on their 1992 album I've Suffered a Head Injury. It was re-recorded and released on the band's 1996 LP Villains. The band then went on to record the song under production support from Jack Joseph Puig. The Freshman peaked at number 5 in the US. A slightly modified version of the soundtrack was prepared and launched for radio rotation, in which the performer sings the final text of the second verse in the same melodic sequence in which he sings the corresponding context at the end of the first verse, in contrast to his shrill, very noisy rendition of this text in album version. The lead singer of the group wrote this song based on a real event. His ex-girlfriend had an abortion. He allowed himself some liberties when writing the song. In the second verse, the girl takes a huge amount of Valium to lay hands on herself, but this, fortunately, did not happen. In an interview with Song Facts, Van der Ark explained, "Part of the story is pretty plausible in that both me and my buddy took turns hanging out with the same girl. But after such ambiguous encounters, she found out about her pregnancy and had an abortion. But here again there is a lyrical liberty, giving the story a dramatic effect." The neophyte rhymer ended the song by making the girl commit suicide, but this never happened in reality. Brian Van der Ark has this to say about the song: "The Freshman was written in 1991. 1 year before the birth of Verve Pipe. I wrote it in a house on Gore Lake, Michigan. I rented The Freshman with Marlon Brando and Matthew Broderick. Then I realized that we are all freshmen at some point in our lives, and so why not write a song for everyone?" There is a version that the song was based on the life story of Romeo and Juliet. The young lovers were only 14, about the age of a high school student, and the weekly vacation could be formed when Romeo left and Juliet faked her death. A huge dose of Valium could be inserted into the song by analogy with what happened with Juliet. It turned out to be a very emotional song. Brian Van der Ark never stopped performing. He gave both solo concerts and as part of the Verve Pipe. The song recounts very painful events, but Van der Ark looks at them from an observer's point of view, which is typical of his songs. At the same time, a girl could get pregnant and have an abortion not only from him. Whose child it was is not known. The music video for the song was directed by Mark Neal, who also made a video for the song Round Here for Counting Crows and later directed the documentary Faster. When asked what the song means, the band members constantly changed their answer. At first, the subject of the plot seemed to be a conversation overheard at a party, then it turned to his ex-girlfriend who had an abortion and committed suicide, then there were thoughts just about her suicide, and then that the ex-girlfriend of the soloist was dating his best friend. That is, some kind of incomprehensible mishmash is obtained. The subject of the song did not really understand the consequences of intimate communication beforehand. Freshmen may not know all the nuances of adult life. The best friend, who also slept with the soloist's girlfriend, finds out that the girl committed suicide. He feels incredible remorse and realizes the consequences of his actions. The main subject momentarily experiences remorse. However, he tries to justify himself, ending the song with the words, "We were just freshmen." He continues to be tormented by guilt, sobbing, burying his head on the floor. This reaction was provoked by the creation of the song. There is some ambiguity added to it. The guy, as it were, apologizes, tries to accuse the girl of her sexuality, an attempt to seduce him. He does not want to be responsible, because she fell in love, not him. And then he sings, "We were just freshmen." But he immediately catches himself and regrets that he could compromise. He feels guilty. And his friend took a week off to forget her. The girl took a week's worth of Valium and fell asleep is why this song isn't that powerful in a literal sense, it's confusing. His girlfriend is my girlfriend. The same girl who had an abortion has now committed suicide. Now he is tormented by guilt, sobbing with his head on the floor, thinking about her now and how he never really cried, he says. He has the same guilt that I have about the abortion and death. We tried to wash our hands of all this. We never talk about our relationship, we rarely spoke after the incident, we just tried to forget it. We never talked about her or that since then we cannot have a normal relationship with anyone. By the way, this song is very popular at high school proms.